So the world has changed so much in the last couple of years, and the way we work has changed along with it. So one impact is that our side hustles had to have side hustles just to make ends meet, and there seems to be no end to the amount of work that we need to do. So the question becomes, how do you stay productive while keeping your stress levels down at the same time? So in today's video, I'm going to give you some super easy hacks to stay productive without getting overwhelmed or stressed out. So the first hack is to think about doing one thing at a time. Focus on one of your tasks for the day and don't try to multitask. So because we have so much to get through in a single day, we tend to try to multitask, thinking it'll help us get more done in that day. But multitasking actually does the complete opposite. The thing is, when you focus on one task at a time, you not only complete it faster, but you complete it to a higher quality. And because you're not trying to do everything all at once, you bring down your stress levels at the same time. Secondly, you need to focus on your priority tasks first. When we're nervous, we tend to procrastinate by filling our day with fluff tasks that have absolutely nothing to do with the goals that we're trying to achieve. But this is more damaging than you may think. Just because you're distracting your mind doesn't mean those deadlines or those bills go away. And at the back of your mind, you're still remembering those priority tasks that you should be doing. This already starts stressing you out. So by the time you get back into your work, you're already feeling overwhelmed. So your priority tasks should always come first. Your priority tasks are those tasks that help you reach your goals much faster. So when you sit down to do those priority tasks, you need to focus 100% of your energy and your attention to doing those tasks. This will help you work through those tasks much faster. So the third hack is to do a task once. And by this I mean do it to the best of your ability the first time around, so that you don't have to come back and redo it later on. So while the task might take you a little bit longer, it also means that you don't have to come back to redo it, which actually saves you time. And because you don't have to come back to it later on, you'll have less to do, which means less stress. So the fourth thing I like to do is to plan out any project or task that I want to do before I even approach it. So before you even start doing a project or a task, take a few minutes to sit down and think about how you're going to approach that task. So you'd ask yourself things like, what research do you need to do? Where do you need to start with it? What's your end point? Where do you want to go with this project? And then you think about what's the easiest way to get there. Having a plan of action before you even start a project takes out a lot of the guesswork of that project, which automatically means you'll stress less. My fifth hack is about staying motivated. I do this by keeping my big picture goals in mind at all times. When you have a lot of work to do, it can be so easy to lose motivation halfway through a task or project, and this can be its own type of stress. So the best way to counter this is to have a clear vision of what you're trying to achieve. Ask yourself, what are your goals? What are you trying to do? Why are you working so hard towards this goal, and why is it important to you? Knowing exactly what I'm working towards helps me say no to those shiny new projects that tend to distract us. And those shiny new projects are nothing more than procrastination. But doing them only means that you're going to have to work harder later on to meet your deadlines. So staying focused on your goal actually helps you stay on track and will help you avoid getting overwhelmed later on. I like using a vision board to remind me of the motivation I felt when I first set those goals. I put that vision board up where I can see it on a daily basis as I'm working, and that helps me keep a clear vision of what I'm trying to attain. So the sixth hack involves keeping your momentum up. So an easy way to do this is, before you finish your first task, start thinking about your next task. Start planning what it is you need to do and what resources you're going to need to use. Then you're going to overlap the end of your first task with the beginning of your second task. This will help you keep the momentum and pace of your work going, and it'll also help you overcome that little bit of fear that we have when we begin a project. And my favorite part of this is it helps you stay productive without getting overwhelmed at all. So the next thing I'm going to show you how to do is be more productive in less time. I'm going to show you exactly how to do that in this next video.